Day 7 and counting. That's how long the White House has gone without explaining who's going to pay for the student loan handout. A Fox producer confronted Vice President Kamala Harris about it yesterday. As expected, she said nothing.
Who specifically is footing the bill for student loan forgiveness? We haven't gotten a concrete answer from the administration yet.
Well, let's start with this. First of all, a lot of the same people who are criticizing what we rightly did in following through on a commitment that we made to forgive student loan debt are the same people who voted for a tax cut for the richest Americans.
What? What did she just say? In a new study, researchers say the Fed can only tame inflation if the government dials back the spending. They say additional rate hikes could make inflation worse. Will the White House ever get the hint from all sides? Joining me now, Virginia Republican Congressman on the House Budget and Appropriation Committees, Ben Cline. Congressman Cline, you heard the Vice President. I don't know if you understood her any better than I did, but what are we going to do about this runaway inflation when the White House insists on giving away more money?
You know, I heard that word salad from the vice president, and it didn't make any sense to me after I listened to it twice. It's amazing that this administration continues to double down on its reckless spending, and it's just going to worsen inflation and keep prices high for working families. The price of food, the price of gas, the price of a new home, it's going to stay high. And efforts to raise interest rates by the Fed are not going to have their intended effect if they keep on spending.
So if you could sit down with the Fed, if you could sit down with Powell and you say, look, you just said it, interest rates alone are not going to solve this. What would you tell him? Or what do you think he would tell you? He's saying, I'm doing my part. I'm raising interest rates. What do you have to combine that with?
Well, we need to combine it with a dialing back of the spending that Congress has embarked on over the last 4 years, the reckless spending, beginning with the America Rescue Plan, which really kicked off this inflationary spiral, and just most recently with the paying of the forgiving of the student loans, but also the Inflation Production Act, I like to call it. These things are not going, really are just serving to blunt any effort by the Fed to help address inflation. And that's their primary goal, to try and tame inflation. It's eating away income from working families. Average family has lost a month's worth of income. I don't know anybody who can afford to lose a month of income and still make it with these high prices. So that's essentially what inflation has given us. That's the gift that Joe Biden has given this country.
Well, you know, when we were during this whole pandemic, the White House insisted that all of these things were necessary. Shutdowns, all of these PPP loans, all of the restrictions. They killed the economy. And I haven't heard Republicans really, maybe you have a different take on this, but to me, Republicans have never answered that. I feel like Republicans have to go at the president and say, what you did was wrong. You guys did not handle the pandemic well. And I don't feel like many Republicans have had the guts to come up and say, you know, we made a huge mistake shutting down this economy. Do you think Republicans are going to be able to articulate that for the fall?
Well, absolutely. We are articulating it this fall. But one of the problems has been that we don't control any of the gavels. We don't control any of the houses, either of the houses of Congress or the administration. So we don't have the same bully pulpit that the president does. So our efforts to hold Biden accountable and hold Congress accountable for the wasteful spending and for essentially the shutdown, creating this void in demand and an oversupply of income, it really did kick off this inflationary spiral when the American Rescue Plan was passed. The accountability that Congress is going to be seeking when Republicans gain control is going to be across all committees, beginning with the Budget Committee. When the Budget Committee puts forward a budget that will lead to balance, I hope, I'm a member of the Republican Study Committee. We actually have put forward a balanced budget plan, and I'm hopeful that the Budget Committee will base its budget off of that plan. But moving forward, every committee, Jim Jordan at Judiciary is going to demand accountability. Comer at Government Reform and Oversight is going to demand accountability. Kathy McMorris-Rogers at Energy and Commerce is going to demand accountability. So we are going to see a change for the American people. Finally, Congress is going to be speaking on behalf of the American people and demanding answers from this administration.
Got it. Thanks, Congressman Cline.